Is a mid-2009 iMac worth it in 2019? Well, I'm here to discover that and see if it is. So I'm going to start off by saying that I actually got this computer for free, and the computer that I reviewed for is a late 2009 iMac worth it in 2019 for free as well. This is a school computer. This is an old school computer, so it's a bit it has weird writing on the back, and of course the optical drive thing is bent, but it doesn't really affect any of the performance, apart from this sound of this hard drive, which sounds a bit odd. So yeah, actually into the review. Let's begin by reviewing the specifications of this computer. So pretty much, it's running Mac OS X El Capitan. It's a 20-inch mid-2009 iMac, of course. The processor is a 2GHz Intel Core 2 Duo. It has 3GB of DDR3 RAM, and it has 256 megabytes of NVIDIA 9400 dedicated graphics, of course. The display is a 1680 by 1050, which it holds up alright, although the viewing angles are a bit weird sometimes. It has a 160GB hard drive, which makes it ideal for storage. So you could use this thing for kind of a photos media hub thing if you just wanted to keep all your photos on here. But yeah, because it's running OS El Capitan, it's actually still supported with the App Store, so you can go in that and kind of look around and get some apps. Also, with this computer, it didn't need SSD fan control. I don't know why. I think it was just better maintained than my other one. Moving on, we are going to try to edit in this, and this is not to be recommended unless you are editing some seriously basic stuff. As in, it can't even edit 60 frames per second video, and that's mainly down to the dedicated graphics, but yeah, it can't handle it. And it's pretty much, if you wanted to edit 30 frames per second footage, you'd only be able to do it in iMovie. Moving on though, let's try some websites. So I'm going to launch YouTube, and it seems pretty fluid. Scrolling through the homepage, it does feel very nice and fluid. But now let's watch a video. This also gives us an opportunity to test out the speakers, to see how they sound. And yeah, they still sound pretty darn good. So yeah, but as you will see, when watching 60 frames per second footage, for some reason it just does this. And it's not very good. It isn't very good at all. Moving on from this though, let's just take a look at the selection of ports we have round back. Audio in, the audio out, we have 4 USB ports, Firewire, Ethernet, and a Thunderbolt 2 port. We also have a Kensington lock, which has been covered up by this, I don't even know what you call it, but that's been cut because, of course, it was a school computer, like I mentioned earlier. The optical drive still works, even though it is bent, so that's good. One thing I do miss in this computer that I really wish it did have is an SD card reader, which my my late 2009 iMac actually does have, which is, yeah, it just looks better. This iMac also lacks a really nice looking display. It just does look a bit dated in my opinion. And furthermore, it just doesn't have a metal back, which, I don't know, it just doesn't look as nice. Let's try launching a game though. So we'll try Minecraft because it's not very intensive. And yeah, you shouldn't play games on iMacs anyway. It's more of a PC thing. Trust me, I have experience. So with the Optifine mod installed, let's play 1.13.1. So with the render distance set on 2 and the frame rate set on unlimited, let's try to play. As you can see, we're reaching a kind of average between 30 and 50 frames per second, kind of in between there. So it is kind of playable if you're okay with having the render distance on 2. But yeah, That's that, pretty much. So, the real question is, would I recommend a mid-2009 iMac in 2019? Well, it kind of depends on how much you purchase it for. That's really the main thing with this kind of thing. If you found one on eBay for about $10, then yeah, sure, go for it. It's a great machine for the money. But if it's about $70 or something, I would have to say no. It's just really, it's kind of, it just doesn't seem as quick as it should be. Even though I only have 3 GB of RAM, and I've experienced it with 5 GB of RAM, it doesn't hold up too well. And I would certainly recommend maybe looking at a late 2009 iMac instead. This pretty much sums up my review of the mid 2009 iMac in 2019.